Hi there, this is Diana Cooper, your Pampered Chef Consultant, and I am here today to show you some fun things that you can do with our brownie pan and a whole bunch of other fun tools that I'm going to get through as I use the brownie pan. So first off, this is the brownie pan, and I love this pan. It's great for, you know, any kind of cupcake recipes, muffin recipes, or of course brownie recipes. I love the square shape. It's just kind of different and it's unusual, and all of my kids and their friends all like it. We use it for frittatas as well as for sweet treats and do all kinds of good stuff with it. So in order to prep the pan, I'm going to start using the kitchen spritzer. And when you get the kitchen spritzer, you just go ahead and take this off, and then you fill it up to the little fill line. You can see mine's been used a lot today in the last couple of days. But you fill it up to the fill line with whatever your choice of oil is: olive oil, vanilla, canola oil, vegetable oil. I can't think of what other oils you might use, but just whatever oil you would usually use. And then you go ahead and you put this on top and you pump it up and down, and that kind of gives it pressurization so that it will spray, and you'll feel all of a sudden it doesn't want to go down anymore. So then it's pressurized. And then you just go ahead and you spray, just like you would spray with any other spray oil. But this doesn't have, I can't remember that, the different additives that they have in it when you buy the stuff from the store shelf. And because of that, you won't end up with like that weird sticky residue left behind on all of your pans. Now, because of this square shape, I want to make sure nothing really sticks. So I'm going to use my basting brush, and I'm just going to brush around real quick inside there. The basting brush is amazing. This one I've had for easily 15 years or more. It's a silicone brush, so you can use it on hot stuff. And because it's a silicone brush, you don't have to worry about losing the hairs of your basting brush in whatever your recipe is. That always grossed me out before with my, you know, regular brushes that you bought before, you know, from the grocery store. You always are losing hairs and finding hairs and things, so it's kind of gross. Dishwasher it when you're all done, and it's just perfect and beautiful. So my pan's ready. Now we're ready to make some brownies to go in it. So I'm going to use the batter mixer and dispenser. There's all sorts of different parts right now until I put all my stuff in. But the gist of it is that inside of this tube, let me see, there are measure marks on here. So when I use this for pancake mix, I can measure the water very easily. I don't have to actually get a measuring cup out for that. And then I just dump in the pancake mix before I mix it in here. Today, because of the small quantities of water and oil, I couldn't use that, so I actually have a different measuring cup. But you go ahead and you measure your liquids in here, and I'm going to make sure you see this. It's got the little dispenser thing here. You go ahead and you measure that out. So I have the water, oil, and eggs. Whoop, there we go. In my nice little easy read measuring cup. I love my set of these. These are so nice. It was one of the things I had to have when I hosted a party before I signed up as a consultant. That was the big must-have that I decided I needed to have, and I love it so, so much. Then I'll go ahead and I'm going to drop in my brownie mix. And then we're going to be sneaky. We're going to make it kale and fiber brownies. Shh. It'll be a healthy treat, right? Kind of healthy treat. Oh, I guess it just tore right off. I don't have to cut it open. I'm going to go ahead and dump it in. The neat thing about the Enrichables kale and fiber, as well as the pea protein, is even though it's green, when you mix it with brown, it's still going to be brown brownies, and it has no flavor to it, so you don't have to worry about it grossing out your kids or your husbands. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to screw this on the top. There we go. And just kind of twist in place, and then I just plunge the plunger up and down until it is all mixed. Now I'm going to tell you a secret that I had to find out the hard way, because everything I do I seem to find out the hard way. Don't use the Costco triple chocolate mix, because it has chocolate chips in there, and I found it didn't want to mix properly, and it also didn't want to dispense properly. So you just want to do this with something without big chunks in it. If you want to add chocolate chips to your brownies, just sprinkle them on afterwards, and they'll sink into the batter, and everyone will be super happy with that. And then you can still use the dispenser. I like this because it's like totally mess free compared to my usual big bowls, spatulas, all sorts of measuring cups, and it's just made way easier. When it's all mixed, there we go. We'll just lift this guy up, trying to get all the drips to stay in because like I said, I kind of like that all the mess stays in. You have this funny little wheel that you've been using to mix with, and I'm going to actually just plop it right into this, and this makes it into the perfect pusher here. There we go. Push it in there. Now it's ready to dispense. And when you put it in, the trick is, and this is in the little booklet that comes with it, but the trick is that you want to put it in a little sideways so that it kind of allows the extra air to escape. And then you twist this and you're ready to dispense. And take off the bottom base. That's way, so like if I'm doing pancakes, I can put it back on the base in between times, and then that way I don't have any drips at all. And it has this little indicator here so you can decide if you want a lot, less, or a little. We want a lot. These are brownies. We want a lot of brownie. So we're going to slide it to a lot, and then you just push the handle down and go to the next well. Very quick, very easy. My sons love this thing, like I said, for pancakes in the morning. There's no mess. It's quick, it's easy. Everybody's happy. We all get pancakes, and Mom doesn't end up with bowls that are messy and drippy. There's no mess of batter dripped all over. That's always our problem. There we go. This one did enough for 11, which, hey, not too bad. I'm going to pop this in the oven. I'll be right back. My, that was fast. Through the magic of television, here we have another one that's already done. And I wanted to show you, this is the rack that I use. If you look for cooling racks in the Pampered Chef catalog, this one is actually considered the baking rack, but I love it. I love dual purpose things. So let me put this thing aside. I love it because I can use it for cooling stuff, cooling cookies, cooling brownies, and also I can use it in the oven. It's oven safe, so I can roast chicken or jalapeno poppers or whatever it is that I want to roast on this, and it works great for that too. So I told you we were going to do something fancy with our brownies, and so I will not disappoint. I'm going to use our boat press set, which comes with 4 pieces. So works for the mini loaf pan. It works for the cupcake size pan or muffin pan, and it works for the brownie pan. And it has a little handle, so I'm going to screw that right onto the handle, and now I can press into my brownies. There we go. And there we go. I'm going to get little boats pressed out of these. This way they can hold lots of yummy stuff, because of course filling our brownies with something is always an improvement, right? And almost done. You should do this, it said, while it is warm. This one must have been a little bit too cooled, but okay, there we go. So now I have a bunch of boats all pressed. Now, what I want to do next is actually take one out, because of course I want to serve myself this fancy thing. So I'm going to use the cake tester. Now, if you get the brownie pan with the brownie bite pan, the combo, you get the cake tester automatically included for free, but you can't purchase it separately. So the one end is the tester, so you can test whatever breads, brownies, pies, cakes, whatever it is that you're testing. And then this end is a releaser. So you can actually go around the edge and you can help to kind of pry whatever your delicious baked good is out of the pan. And you don't have to worry about scratching your pan, because it's got a little plastic handle. So now I have my brownie boat, and it is ready to sail away with something yummy inside of it. All right, I have had my blender working overtime tonight, and I made a berry sauce. Now, I didn't invent the recipe myself. I do like to invent recipes, but I didn't invent this one. So when you buy the blender, or the air fryer or the quick cooker, they all come with these really nice little cookbooks. And one of the things in this cookbook was chocolate cherry skillet cake, but I just wanted the sauce. And I don't have frozen cherries. This is my spin. I have the triple berry blend from Costco. So it's a berry sauce that I made. There we go. And it's steaming because I just finished it. And I'm just going to pour a little bit into my boat. There we go. So now, and if I was a lot more patient, I could let this set up and it would kind of thicken because it includes a little bit of cornstarch in it. I used the jam setting and now I have a beautiful saucy brownie. Now, it's a little bit plain looking, so I'm going to show you one more little tool. I'm in love with this. My sons also love this. My sons love all my Pampered Chef stuff. If you want to inspire your kids, get them some fun tools. It's fun for you and fun for them. So this is our whipped cream maker. And this works very similarly to the batter mixer and dispenser that I just showed. Except of course it makes whipped cream. So here is my heavy cream. And it has a little line. It kind of just looks like a blur. But there you go. You can see it. And you're just going to fill up to that line with your heavy cream. And then you're going to add whatever flavoring you want. You can add sugar if you'd like. So I have some powdered sugar here from one of the prep bowls. And then I also am going to add a little bit of vanilla. You could add peppermint, or you could add almond extract. You could make it whatever you'd like. And if you want, instead of just using the powdered sugar that I use, you could also use cocoa powder and you can make chocolate whipped cream. So you can get all kinds of fancy really easily. Just going to screw this on the top, and then as I talk, I'm just going to plunge up and down, and this is just going to make whipped cream and make it that much more of a fancy brownie. There we go. And the thing on the bottom, you can see it's got a little Pampered Chef blue bottom. That's actually a removable silicone lid. So it helps to make it non-slip while I'm using it. And then when I'm done, if I have extra, I can just take this off, put it on the top, and then throw it in the refrigerator. Let's see. Let's check. Whoop. Oh dear, it's a little bit soft whipped. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wipe my drip, sorry. There always has to be a mess when I'm doing something in the kitchen. Some kind of a mess. Pampered Chef does the best they can to help me out without making messes, but where there's a will, there's a way. And I always am willing to make a mess, I think. But for brownies, I think it might be worth it, right? So, there we go. You can definitely feel that it gets harder to plunge up and down as you are making whipped cream, as you might expect. Oh, here we go. This, whoa, it was very suctioned in there, is very nice stiff whipped cream. And then for some reason I didn't get a spatula. Let me grab one. Let's see. All right, here is my little teeny tiny one. I just love this little guy. It's just perfect though for what I have in mind here. There we go. Now I have some whipped cream on top. So when I'm all done, I'll finish scraping all this off. I'm going to put the lid on it, and there we go. Then I will refrigerate that. But for now, I'm just going to set it aside. And I'm going to show you one last thing that you can do to finish things off, because who doesn't like a little more sugar on top of their sugar, right? So this is our powdered sugar shaker, and I actually do have powdered sugar in this one. I actually have 3 because I really love having all kinds of fun little gadgets like that around. One of them has cinnamon sugar all the time, and one of them has cocoa powder, and then one of them is powdered sugar. So just go ahead and shake that on. I never have to get my sifter out for powdered sugar again. It's kind of nice not to have to make that mess. And there you have it, a fancy